How did George F. Kennan create the containment policy? Imagine trying to stop a spreading stain from ruining your favorite shirt. That's similar to what the United States aimed to do during the Cold War with the Soviet Union. George F. Kennan played a big role in shaping how America responded to Soviet expansion. He was a diplomat working in Moscow after World War II, and he saw how the Soviet leadership was driven by a mix of Marxist ideas and deep fears of invasion. He noticed they wanted to expand their influence, not just through military means but also politically and ideologically. Kennan believed that the Soviets wanted to undermine capitalist countries and spread communism everywhere. In 1946, he sent a long telegram from Moscow to Washington explaining his views. This long telegram became a key document. Kennan argued that the United States should not try to fight the Soviets everywhere with military force. Instead, he suggested a long-term plan to contain Soviet influence. His idea was to be patient and watchful, supporting allies with political and economic help. He thought the U.S. should use alliances, aid programs, and propaganda to push back against Soviet expansion. This way, the U.S. could prevent the Soviets from gaining more ground without starting endless wars. Kennan later said he was worried that his ideas might be turned into a global war against communism. He didn't want the United States to go to everywhere the Soviets tried to expand. But his ideas were taken and used as a foundation for American foreign policy during the Cold War. The containment strategy became the main way the U.S. responded to Soviet actions. It shaped how the U.S. supported countries like Greece and Turkey, and later Korea and Vietnam. From the Soviet point of view, Kennan's plan looked like a way for capitalist countries to limit socialism. They saw it as a way to encircle and weaken the Soviet Union. The policy justified American efforts to stop revolutionary movements and spread democracy and capitalism instead. Kennan's approach was about stopping the Soviets from spreading their influence, but it was also about protecting American interests and stopping the spread of communism worldwide. So, in simple terms, Kennan created the containment policy by analyzing Soviet behavior and realizing that a patient, strategic response was needed. His ideas laid the groundwork for America's global fight against communism during the Cold War. His focus was on using political and economic tools first, reserving military action for when it was absolutely necessary. This approach became the blueprint for how the United States handled the Cold War's many conflicts and crises.